Hello students. Yesterday we discussed about economic planning in India. Today let's discuss about goals of 5-year plans in India. In this topic, let's discuss about that four major goals of long-term plans in India. In this topic, goals of 5-year plans in India, as we mentioned in our previous class, there are four major goals are there. First one, growth. Second one, modernization. Third one, self-reliance. And fourth one, equity. I'll repeat once again. Growth, modernization, self-reliance, and equity are the four major goals of plans in India. And those goals are considered to be long-term goals or planning objective. Yesterday's topic we discussed about planning objectives and plan objectives. So these are planning objectives. Clear? So let's analyze one by one. What is meant by growth, or how can we obtain growth and all. First topic is that what is growth? How can a country obtain growth? What are the necessary steps to obtain growth in a country? As we know, all countries of the world, they want to obtain some sort of economic growth in their country by increasing their capacity of output, means increasing the capacity of goods and services. And that should be towards the welfare of the people. Increasing the capacity, we mean increasing the output of the commodities, production of manufacturing of goods, and creation of services in the country. Either in the form of stock of capital or in the form of stock of products, manufactured products, or in the form of supporting other sectors of the economy by providing extra facilities like transport facilities, banking, insurance, medical facilities, etc. Means that shows the efficiency of capital of the country. Suppose a country is obtaining growth or obtained growth, it explains or it shows that the country is advanced. They have sufficient stock of capital in the country and they are able to manufacture or produce the commodities, whatever it is required for the nation's development. That nation is obtained that level. That is what we are seeing it as the obtaining growth. Then say for example, it is like a matter of analyzing the development, assessing the development using some devices. So in this regard, we can say in order to measure the economic growth, the good indicator or the best indicator is that GDP, gross domestic product of the country. What is GDP? It is the market value or money value of goods and services produced in a country during an accounting year, produced in the domestic territory of the country. Domestic territory and economic frontier, you know, is it? So domestic territory is more than economic territory is more than the political frontier of the nation. Anyway, the total output of the commodity produced, total service created inside the domestic territory in an accounting year is known as GDP. So the total product, in simple language we can say the total product of the nation, value of the product. It is like a cake. If it is a cupcake, only one person can enjoy the benefit. If the cake, the size of the cake increases like a plum cake, more people can enjoy the benefits. So GDP we can equalize with a cake. Cake is big, more people will get. The same like that, the GDP is more, that will contribute more development for the more large number of people in the society. Clear? And all sector, when we analyze the sector, all sectors of the economy should contribute towards the GDP. When we discuss about this lesson, agricultural industry during British period, we observed that the contribution of all these sectors to the nation's development was very less. Means more people engaged, contribution is less. That is why what we are saying in the form of structural composition. Both the primary sector, both the secondary sector and the tertiary sector should contribute to the nation's development. Means as much according to the number of people engaged in the sector, each and every sector should contribute sufficient contribution towards the development of the nation, means towards GDP. And we know in the year 1990, the contribution of service sector reached around nearly 40 to 41 percentage. But agriculture sector contributions coming down, industry also increasing. That we discussed in our previous class. Such a way, the structural composition of all the sectors should increase. Then only we can say the nation is in a pace of development. That is the first thing, growth of the country. Second point, it is the modernization. What do you mean by modernization? Or how can we obtain modernization in the techniques of production? So as we know, in order to produce commodity, technology is required. There are two techniques are there that we learn in our microeconomics. Two techniques of production. Labor intensive technique, LIT, or capital intensive technique, CIT. Which technique is used? We are calling that technology according to its name. So here, in order to maximize the production, we have to utilize or we have to use new techniques of production, advanced techniques of production, or new technology should be used. And we are also using the new techniques. Most of the production sectors, we are using the advanced techniques in the production. For example, a farmer in agriculture sector is using new devices for the plowing of the field. For the harvesting, they are using harvester. For the plowing of the field, they are using tractors or tillers. For extracting the seeds, they are using threshers. So technology advanced. As the best example, we tested that during the period of Lal Bahadur Shastri in the year 1965. And after that, Gulshan Das Nanda's period. And during Indira Gandhi's period, these three periods means around 60 to 80, 75, 80 periods of our nation. A strategic change happened in case of the agricultural sector. That was Green Revolution. Means modernization. They were used in highly varieties of seeds. In the initial stage, there was only 5 seeds in agriculture sector, by wheat, rice and all. But that contributed more and more production because of the advanced use of techniques in the production. We mechanized the entire agricultural sector. The same way in industry also, we started using more and more machines. Moreover, using these new techniques of production, we have to change the outlook of the nation also. We have to consider the other society also. Means conventional wisdom. What wisdom without any valid reason? Means we have to consider the society, whether it is men or women. If they are ready to do the job, we have to engage them in the production. That is the outlook should be changed. Equal status for men and women in the production sector. If these women folk, they are ready to do the job, they have the capability. That is the empowerment of the society. That is we are saying changing the outlook by providing equal status for the women folk. There is no segregation. So what kind of jobs the men can do? Almost all the jobs the women also can do. So we have to consider them as the part of the society. Understood? So when we concerned about the modern techniques of production, that will bring an evil in the society, unemployment. But we have to ignore that part. And we have to increase the output. That is why during the second war with Pakistan and all, we were the importer of food grains from America. America threatened, if we are not stopping the war there, we will stop the import of food grains. But we were able to compete the matter because that time we already started Green Revolution in northern states of India, Haryana, Punjab and Uttar Pradesh. And we got the result. That is why in the initial stage we were importing food grains, we were started exporting food grains from our countries. In such a way, the productivity increased due to the techniques of production, green revolution and all. So a simple, this evil, unemployment we can ignore. But the productivity, GDP, that is increased. That is the important thing regarding modernization. In addition to this, modernization, it doesn't mean that only the technology is changed. We have to move towards the advancement of technology. This 21st century, we can say IT sector, information technology, also reached beyond our expectations. BPO, business process outsource, or BOP, business outsource processing. That matter is now spreading all over. And India also a technology center, hub, electronics hub. Capital is also there. Bangalore is the capital city for that. People, most of these techies, those who are advanced, those who are having knowledge in technology, we can call them techies. They are migrating from different parts of the country to Bangalore because now the information technology also advanced. It's advancing and new techniques also coming there. Call centers, outsourcing center. So all these are the advancement. We can say all these are the modernization of the country in case of their technology and other aspects of the development. Clear? And third point, it is self-reliance. By self-reliance we mean the existence of the country by themselves. Means removal of dependence. How many years we can depend other nation? Once in a while, our country should stand on their foots. We have to survive in this sector. So we have to reduce the imports of food grains and we have to produce the commodity by ourselves using our techniques, our skilled laborers. That is a slogan. That should be the slogan for all the nations. How many years we have to depend other nations? If the dependence increases, means we are becoming like a slaves. Is it? So the first 7 5-year plans means till 1990. The condition was like that. We obtained maximum capacity. Means domestically we were able to produce the commodities and we reduced the quantity of imports. And in order to, when we are reducing or curtailing the imports of the country, we have to substitute, especially food grains, with the domestic product. That is the promotion of domestic industry. That also required. Simply stopping imports and we are not able to produce anything means starvation, poverty will be there in the country. That's not an advisable thing. But instead of that, we have to increase the production domestically by promoting domestic sectors of the economy. That's an essential part in the development of this matter. Then definitely this topic we have discussed, how can we obtain self-reliance in our country? And this matter, in almost all the plan, we are focusing self-reliance. How? India wants to obtain self-reliance. And first matter is that in food grains. Because India is a country of greatest famines of the world. In our class we discussed about 10 famines. The first one also in Bengal, last one also in Bengal in the 1943 and 44. Around 4 million of people died. In the first 3 famines of India, around 33 millions of the people died. 11 million first famine, then 10 million again, like that means that was the drastic famine. And the last one also, around 4 million people died. Means in order to overcome the situation, self-reliance or self-sufficiency is essential in food grains. Second thing is that fall of foreign aid and reduce the dependence on imports. Fall of foreign trade is not easy to do that, but we can reduce the imports by promoting the export-oriented industries or promoting domestic production. All government should promote this matter. Then definitely, gradually we can obtain this goal. It's not a long matter or it's not a big thing for a country. And third need is that we want to rise exports. We have to promote exports. Export-oriented industries means instead of imports, we can earn foreign currencies, foreign exchange through the exports of commodities from our country. instead of importing goods from other countries of the world. And moreover, fourth point is that rise in the contributions of all the sectors that I told you. Structural contribution. We have to increase the structural contribution of all the sectors to the GDP. Agricultural sector, industrial sector and tertiary service sector also should increase their contribution to GDP. Then we can enjoy, the people can enjoy the benefits of this thing. Clear? And the last point, that is equity. Equity in the country. What do you mean by equity? Equity refers to reducing inequality in the income distribution and wealth. Reducing inequality in the income distribution and wealth, and uplifting weaker sections of the society by providing more employment opportunities and by doing more even distribution of income towards the people, or even distribution of economic power for the welfare of the poor people. And that will increase the standard of living of the people. Definitely, if the unequal distribution of income in the country is being stopped, definitely that will increase the standard of living. Because nowadays, government spends huge sum of money for the welfare of the people, especially the backward sections of the society. Do you think that that money is reaching in appropriate hands? 50%. 50% is not reaching in appropriate hands. It is reaching in inappropriate hands. So equity can be raised by uplifting weaker sections of the society. How we can increase the equity of the nation? How can we improve the situations of the weaker sections? Yes, we can suggest some measures. First one, there are many landless people. We have to give land for these landless workers. Whenever they are getting land, they will be able to spend their maximum potential for the production of the commodities. Whether it is agricultural good or any good, let it be. That is the important matter of China. There is no space left in China. When they started commune system in China, even in their courtyards also, they utilize the space. All the communes should have to engage in the development of the nation, the structural contribution, structural composition, all sectors. The commune leader is taking care of the matter properly. Such types of commune development should start in our country. Then only we can say development is possible. Second matter is that we have to consider small and marginal farmers of our nation, because government should provide support through providing subsidies and other support from the side of the government. Then these marginal small farmers will bring development to the nation. They will add their share to the development. And we have to consider economically poor and backward society of the country. That's the third aspect. They are also a part of our nation. We have to consider them. Do you think that when the government spends money for this one, those expenditure is not reaching in the hands of these backward people of the nation? And finally, we have to consider handicapped people. Even if they are deprived from the mainstream of the society, we have to consider them. Government has to support them in the development of the nation. They should come as the part of the development of the nation as much as possible from their side. We cannot ignore them from the social matters of our country. And moreover, by doing all these things, we can reduce the inequality in the income distribution of the country, and we can obtain development in the country. So in order to obtain development from the side of the government should try their level best by adopting some structural changes in the policy matters of the nation. We can suggest, first one is that progressive taxation. Government should think about progressive taxation. Means the rich people should pay more. According to the increase in income, the tax rate also should be increased. And that money, that income should be spent in the form of subsidies for the welfare of the backward people. or the small and marginal farmers in the country. That's the first and foremost thing the government can do. Yes, our government is practicing these techniques, progressive taxation in the country. That's not a good thing. That is why we were able to obtain such kinds of development. Second thing is that licensing policy. Yes, that was there till 1990. In order to start an industry, the concerned parties should have to obtain license from the concerned department. But after 1991, when we adopted these new policy measures, all these licensing systems were removed. And third one is that redistribution of surplus land towards the landless and marginal farmers in the rural areas. If it is allotted there, definitely they will engage in the productive sector. That's the third aspect the government can do. And moreover, government can control the monopoly matters of the country. That is why Monopoly Restrictive Trade Practices Act was there. That also now diluted, we can say diluted, or waived the strict matters of that one after this new economic policy at all. So we can say till 1990, our country obtained such sort of development. But after 1991, all such kinds of matters also being changed because of the new economic policy and all. In order to obtain development in a country, in order to obtain growth in the country, we should have to use modern techniques of production, and we have to obtain self-reliance in the production of the commodities. Then only we can say a country is developing, or we can see the developmental aspects of the country. Hope you enjoyed the class. Thank you for watching my class.